Alright guys, so today I'm going to be doing a Florida pre-trip for Music Guy 22. He requested this and he requested I use my bus, so I'm going to be doing that first. I'm going to make it real quick. I'm not going to go over everything because I'm just got done off my route. I'm kind of tired, ready to go home, but first thing foremost, you just want to start from the top to the bottom. Anything that's plastic, glass, or anything, you just want to make sure it's not cracked or broken. All the pieces are there as far as the clearance lights, the student warning lights, anything that's metal, which is this, and then you got the brackets, they're not cracked, bent, or broken. Secured by the proper hardware. Make sure the glass and everything is not broken. Same thing with the headlights, just make sure it's secure, not cracked or broken, they're clear and everything. Crosswalk arm, not cracked, bent, or broken. That's pretty much all that. And then once you walk around, you pretty much just want to go under the hood. Now we don't go under the hood every day. We only did this for our test, but you need to know what's under there just in case you have to go under there. But yeah, so what you'll do, go under the hood and you'll pretty much just inspect everything. Oh boy, this thing is kind of heavy. All right, anything that's wired, you want to make sure is not frayed. Anything that's rubber, make sure it's not dry rot. Seals are not broken, anything. And again, metal, not cracked, bent, or broken. And you'll just inspect the engine. You have to know parts and everything, which again, I'm not going to go over, but. And then you have to know the pull play with the belts here. Windshield, not free of obstruction. You can see my clipboard up there, but hey, that's me. It's free of obstruction, I can see. And then you'll go into the brake components, drums, and all of that. Inspect the wheel wells and all of that. But again, like I said, I'm not really going to go over all this, but just kind of showing you guys and Music Guy 22 what you would do in a pre-trip. Now I will go over what we inspect on a daily. I actually have an acorn there, and I actually have the paper in there that we actually have to fill out every single day while inspecting the bus. It's only it's a checklist, but it that's what we do every morning. Again, I'll go over that once we go inside. But as I'm inspecting the rest of the outside, kind of inspect the windows again, make sure nothing's cracked. Stop sign. Really, the main thing we're looking for is vandalism. And make sure, of course, the tire's not flat. I parked in mud, and I just cleaned my bus, so that's gonna kind of tick me off a bit, but it's all good. The rear, the pipe down here, you want to make sure nothing's in there because people will do that to your bus. And as you can see, my bus is clean. It's always clean. I didn't do this just for the video. Every driver that knows me know I clean my bus after every run. Not after every day, after every run. Middle school, elementary drop off, clean. I'm sorry, I accidentally hit the button, but middle school drop off, clean. And then high school drop off, if I have a high school, but not in that order. I think it's elementary, high school, and then middle school. But again, make sure the gas cap is on, everything. That's pretty much the outside. As you're walking in the inside, and I also have DEF, make sure DEF cap is on. And DEF, all it does is cleans the gas coming out. That's all. Keeps the gas clean. But once you're going inside, this is where the main pre-trip starts. But you want to make sure your rail is intact. Make sure your rubber is not coming up from the floor. My fire hydrant, and I also want to make sure it is in date as far as the year and the month. Now this is a 2018 bus, so everything should be and is up to date. As you can see, parked next to me is a 2008 bus, ICCE. And if for those of you that don't know and find it interesting, the way we can tell, the number 6, for example 608, the number 6 is the number of the bus, and then 08 is the year of the bus. And we do that for all of our buses as well as all of our emergency vehicles. So if you see a sheriff vehicle 269A13, the car number is 269. A is just there as a symbol, and 13 is the year. So for this one, my bus, the 15th bus that came in 2018, 1518. So again, the year, the last 2 digits is always a year. Coming in the inside, and I'll get over here in just a second. Again, Windshield, make sure it's free of obstruction, it's not cracked or anything. Same thing with the glass. Make sure I have my body fluid clean up and first aid kit. Make sure the seal is intact. If the seal is not intact, we have to open it up and make sure we have everything in there. 3 triangles down there, all of that. Make sure the seat belt is secured to the floor. And I'll get to starting up and everything, doing a brake test and everything here in a second. But kind of just giving you guys an overview of the inside. As I'm walking down, I'm kind of kicking the seats, make sure they're secured. You have to kick every seat and also have to hit the seats to make sure pretty much you don't feel any metal. You don't want a kid to hit the head on the seat and metal is exposed. But as you can see, like I said, I keep everything clean. My seat belts are always fastened. And reason being is because when we take the buses in for inspection, the seat belts have to be fastened. They used to have to be thrown over the back of the seat, but to make sure they're in working order, we have to fasten them. I stutter. I do decorate my bus, as you can see, kind of, not flowers, but leaves on the windows and everything. Kind of bringing in the fall. Christmas, I can't wait for that time because I'm going all out with decorations. I'll give you guys an update video on that. But Halloween, I also decorated. Roof hatches, you want to make sure your hatches are in working order. And I kept this open because I was cleaning the bus and it does get hot. Emergency exits, make sure these are in working order. You are to open every emergency exit. This bus is equipped with 6 cameras, if you didn't watch my first video. And the one thing about these, they have cameras on the side of the bus now. So it used to be just 1 in the front, 1 in the back. I did that opposite, and then 1 over the driver. But now they have the side cameras, so we're watching everything. Now, during the pre-trip, you do want to open your back roof hatchet if you don't open any. And that's because you can see the strobe light. You can make sure the strobe light is in working order. And again, gather together. That's, you know, kind of Thanksgiving. Another camera, and then that's my eating policy. No eating. Yeah, that's the student check button. Make sure your students are get off the bus pretty much, and that's activated if the bus is running for more than 10 minutes, or regardless of the time the bus is running, if the red student warning lights are activated. So if I turn the bus on for 2 seconds, activate my stop arm, and then turn the bus off, I still have to press that button. However, if I turn the bus on for 2 seconds and I just turn it right back off, I do not have to activate it. And you'll hear a beep once we get up there in the driver's cabin. You'll hear a beep of where it tells you, hey, go back there, push the button. If you don't push the button after the second beep, about 10 seconds, the alarm is going to go off, and yeah, it's very loud. So make sure your back door is in working order, which it is. It opens and closes. Now there is well, it's not down here. I know on the other buses, they're like 15, 16s, there's a switch down there at the bottom that if it's moved an inch, the bus will not start. So that's a lot of problem we hear on the radio. Some drivers say, hey, my bus won't crank. They'll say, make sure the switch in the back is pushed all the way to the right. So there's that. But yeah, again, see, I told you I was gonna get dirt. But this is our checklist right here. Let me actually shut this door. It's kind of chilly in Florida today. And by the way, if you haven't guessed it, this is a Florida bus. So yeah, this is our checklist right here. Everything, as you can see, the X, once you go, let's see, that way to the right, that's AM. And it'll tell you, yeah, right there, AM. Once you come back, you slide the other way, PM, and if it needs repair, you circle it. Again, this is a brand new bus, so nothing needs repair. The only reason why I have X over Monday is because we were out for Veterans Day. But this is a 2-week period, as you can see, bus number, and then from 2 weeks, and then you just mark it. Everything on here. Everything I pretty much just showed you. And the reason why I kind of wiggly that, because I don't have a wheelchair lift, nor do I have tie downs or straps. However, I do have a car seat, and this is for a little guy that rides my bus in the elementary. If you don't meet a certain weight requirement or height requirement, you require a car seat. So this is for my little guy. Let's see, anything else? And this is all of our, just make sure, another thing, make sure your equipment is in working order. This is my radio. I talk to dispatch. And then this is my PA mic. This bus does have a AM FM radio. This bus also has a interior exterior speaker. So it's funny because this morning I got on the exterior speaker to talk to another driver, and I forgot to switch it back to interior speaker. So I'm driving down the road and my FM radio is playing on the outside, so it sounds like I got the music blasting. But there's that. We do keep our buses up to date with maintenance. Maintenance is every 2 months, as you can see. My last maintenance was 10/24. I go back in on the 10th. 10 tells you the garage and everything, and the reason why it says AM because I have to take this bus in during AM. And here's all of our camera equipment. This is whenever they pull videos, this is where they get it from, and I kind of just use it as a storage as well. I keep my contact list down there. Those are the rules to the bus, which I kind of just made up. Air conditioned, of course, it's Florida. Let's see. That's just kind of a lineup for my middle school. No food beyond this point. Air door. This is just automatic and that self-explanatory. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Everything else will be a startup. So let's get to that. All right. Nope. Turn my heaters off. Kind of hot. But make sure I turn this radio down and then turn this radio down. All right. Bus does have 8,193 miles on it, and when I got this bus it had 4,000 miles. School started August 13th. Shows you how much driving we do. But you just want to read your gauges, make sure your gauges are reading good, which mines are again. New bus, they should be reading good. Dome lights, I usually keep them on because my elementary kids, whenever they get to the school, I tell them, you know, the lights on mean no talking, so, and they still talk, but that's neither here nor there. But we do have an LMP check, which checks all the lights, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And got to flip our switch to get out the bus. Air door, of course. This bus does have halogens. Everyone said, oh, you guys need LEDs. Hopefully in our 2019 fleet, we will get LEDs, but you can barely see it. But yeah, they're flashing. So you're just checking your lights, make sure they work. Which mine does, everything works. As you walk around, make sure the rest of the lights are working, which again, they do. The only thing that doesn't come on for the LMP check is the stop signs. You have to manually activate those, which we'll do here in a second. And I parked over here in the shade so you can see everything, but I actually like this feature. It's a whole lot easier than just, you know, individually doing it, putting the bus in reverse and everything. But and all of our buses does have this. Some of them, like for example this 08, you have to turn the key to the left to do it. However, with this 2018 and the newer buses, you turn it to the right. So that's the only difference with that. Get my floor dirty for you guys. Music Guy 22 talking to you. Oh, seatbelt cutter. Make sure you have most of your emergency equipment. It says, it's funny, it says seatbelt cutter inside whenever it's right there. Some places they'll have it up here, but that's that. This is all my storage and everything. My clipboard where I keep my student checkoffs. A lot of counties don't do this, but I actually like the way we do it. We have checkoff sheets. I have a sheet with all the stops on there. I check off every student that gets on the bus. Once we get to the school, I pull out my next check off to check off showing I dropped those students off. Once I pick them up in the PM, I have that check off sheet saying, hey, they got on the bus. And then I use my other sheet once I drop them at the stop and saying they got off the bus. So we don't play about losing kids. We take care of our kids, which that's one thing I love this county does. So there's that. Yeah, we're cycling through our lights. So now what we're going to do is do a brake test. So go ahead and shut our door. Go ahead and start it up. You have to wait for the pressure to build up, which is already built up. Now, those 08, the pressure takes forever to build up. You'll sit here 5, 10, 15 minutes, and the pressure will still be close to, by the way, the pressure is the PSI over here, but the pressure will still be 60 something, but this one is at 120, it's gonna stay at 120. I may not even need to build my pressure up once we come back from the break. We have a break. After tomorrow, we'll be out for a week, so. But everything looks good. My water gauge is low. Of course, it's cold, so that's going to be low. But everything else working perfectly fine. So the air pressure is actually built up, so I can go ahead and do my test. So shut it off. And as you see, you didn't hear the beep because I didn't activate the lights. But you'll see in a minute once I activate the lights and turn the bus off, it'll make the beep. But turn it one click to the right. Let all my gauges settle. I'm gonna open my window so I can listen for leaks. LAB, listen, no, leaks, air brake, and button. Leaks, air, and button. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. Leaks, alarm, and button. See, I haven't took that test in a while, so it's kind of, but leaks, alarm, and button. You listen for leaks, you're making sure the alarm comes on, then you make sure the button pops out. So with my foot on the service brake, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna watch my air pressure and I'm gonna listen for leaks. And I'm gonna press in the parking brake, and we're gonna sit here for a minute and listen for leaks. All right, so that minute is up. It did not lose more than 3 psi in the minute, and I didn't hear any leaks or anything, so we're good. So I'm gonna pump my foot on the service brake, and then this is gonna be the second part of the test, which is alarm. I'm gonna be listening for the alarm, making sure that alarm comes on. Then as the alarm comes on, I'm gonna keep pumping. The alarm should come on around 60 psi, and then the button should pop out. On this bus, it'll pop out about 40. On that bus, it'll pop out at about 30, close to 28. So go ahead and pump. Watching the air pressure over there. See, around 60 psi, alarm came on, and the button popped out probably around 50. So all I have to do, I know it passed the test, I'm just gonna crank it up and build my pressure back up. As my pressure builds up, that's where I go to check the rest of my, that's actually where you want to go to check the bus, where I was showing you with the seats and everything. And since the bus is on, I can show you the strobe light, make sure the strobe light is in working order. As you can see, strobe light is in working order. You can barely see it, but you see it flashing right there. So strobe light is in working order. So just let the pressure build up. While that pressure's building up, I can show you some more things. The seat is air as well. Seat is all air. Orange seat belts. Let the cameras know your seat belt is on. So right here, I'm just gonna test my lights. Master flasher. We do have, what am I saying? Our amber and red lights are all on one control. So push that up, the amber lights come on. Open my door, flip it open. And the reason why it's beeping because my master flasher is on and it's switched to open. So I'm actually air door it and automatic door, no, air door and turn it to open, close. So ambers are going. Now we did have LEDs. We had a bus test LEDs, and the reason why they didn't stay on there is because the county or whatever, it doesn't meet their regulation. It's against their regulation to have LEDs flashing on school buses other than the stop arms. But we're hoping to get them on our 2019 fleet. So we shall see. We'll go ahead and activate our stop arms. Then I'll shut it down so you guys can hear the alarm. Let me know, push this button before I go off. And I'm not gonna set that alarm off because I am at the school and they hear that alarm go off, they're probably gonna think I'm still in the bus. So, and then you can actually hear the beeping. It's like a ping noise if you listen when the stop sign comes out. Okay, it didn't do it that time, hang on. Didn't do it that time. It randomly does it, I don't know why it does it, sometimes it doesn't, but I like the sound. It's like ding, ding. You probably heard it, but, and that does activate the crosswalk arm as well, so we don't have separate switches for that. LED stop arms, there's the governor kicking out. Oh, look at, see, all this mud. Can't do it. Now I bet as soon as I get done with this video, I'm gonna be sweeping the bus again, but that's her all lit up. And once the door comes on, it does have a loud alarm, as you can hear it. RIP headphone users. That's pretty much that. We'll go ahead and shut it down. It does have a quiet engine. I love this engine. I would get on that bus and start it up and show you how loud that engine is compared to this one, but that is another driver's bus, and I do respect drivers' privacy. So without their permission, I'm not going to go in there and crank up their bus and all that. But what I'm going to do now is shut the door and then deactivate. And as you can hear, they are air powered, so. All right, I'm gonna shut the bus down and then you're gonna hear a beep come from the back, letting me know to push the button. That's letting me know that that button needs to be pressed. I need to check my bus, make sure there's no students left, which of course there's not. Why would I leave a student on here when I'm so quick to try to get them off? All right, once you hold down the button, the lights are gonna flash. And you'll hear another beep. That's letting you know, hey, he pushed that button, the bus is clear. You are free to leave the bus. I'm trying to think, have I left anything out? That's pretty much it. Again, that's the car seat. I don't know if I showed that. That's pretty much it. I mean, what I'll do, I'll go in there, just kind of show you the different setup. So if you look at this one, the cameras and everything, the way the air conditioning looks, and then I'll go in that one to kind of show you around. I'm not going to crank it up or anything, but I'll show you around that one, just so you can kind of see a difference. But that's pretty much that on my bus. Let's take a walk over here to 608, and I'll show you what's in here. This does have strobe lights, and I have a video from 2208, so you can see that, but that does have strobe lights. This doesn't have LEDs. Told you I keep my bus clean compared to others. But this one have the big air conditioning units inside. There's mine over there, looking all shiny and whatnot. Grab a screen grab of that. Alright. See, I told you, other drivers, they really don't care too much about buckling their belts, but I do. You can kind of see the different setup. They actually have push button gear shifts. I like this one better, and I like this system up here. I love that system. Their inspection is the 5th, so this one goes in here soon. Yeah, that's pretty much that. That's going to conclude this. If you have any other requests or anything, let me know. I'll try to get to it. I want to do a driving video, but I really don't have anyone here to hold the camera, and of course I'm not going to hold it and lose my job, so I'll try to work that out for you guys. But other than that, yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know, and I'll be sure to get to it. But that's pretty much it. If you're new and you like it, definitely subscribe. And if you're not new, you've been here, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. And yeah, hope you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.